What we're going to do this week is really focus on where you need to apply your, frankly, limited resources and limited time to best effect. So you can see what we need to do is for you to reflect on where you are, what you've produced, and make a judgment based upon the criteria that we've been developing our specialist teams to inform what you do next, where you apply your time in the next 2 weeks. What we're going to have now is a quick discussion, explanation by each of our specialist leaders on the 2 criteria.
Okay, so the 2 criteria for business is market and finance. For market, the main thing that you need to consider is who is your target audience, defining your target audience, and what are their purchasing criteria. So why do they buy? Why will they purchase your product over all of those others that are available on the marketplace? Secondly, a competitor analysis. What's already available and what sets you apart from other products and services on the marketplace? So essentially, you need to express what your unique selling proposition will be. What's unique? Why will people buy? What separates you from others in the marketplace? And identifying a price, which is the finance aspect. How much will it cost to produce? What kind of markup can the business expect to add on? If you remember, Gallett's mentioned 30%. Then you need to discuss, will customers purchase at this price? So justify the price that you're setting. Will customers buy? Okay?
2 words for me, communication and audiences. To start with audiences, very simple, similar to Sue-Ann really. Who are they? So things to think about is who, what are they, where are they, what do they like, what kind of habits do they have, and what kind of orientation to life. So not just kind of they're married and they live in Hackney, for example, but you know, what's going on internally? What are their needs, desires, feelings, emotions? Are they looking for a product that kind of makes them feel safe? What is it inside that's going on? So audiences is who are they? In terms of the communication, it's approaching your target audience and how are you going to deliver your information. So you're going to create a video, it's going to be a 30-second video, it's going to be from business to another business. You are one business and you're pitching to another business. So you need to tell your audience. Through persuasive communication, you need to highlight features, benefits, and who the audience is.
Semiotics, difficult word to define, but basically it's to do with what product form and aesthetic evokes to you personally when you look at that product, and how you interact with it as a person through its functionality, right? So when you look at a product, what emotions does it evoke in you? Yeah, second word, user requirements. How much easier is it for that user, that person who's using the product, to actually use the product in the end? Have you clearly defined a path or a route that they go through to use the product? And have you basically cut down the amount of functions that are in there to make it easier for them to use that product? Is it easy to use at the end? Does it evoke to them what it should do? Okay?
The 2 terms that we're working with are branding, which I guess many people have a sense of, but the way we're thinking of it is it's sort of the personality of the product or company or service. So everything that you portray, do, and say, even the tone of voice, all of that, helps convey a personality of your product. And that personality is how we're thinking of the brand. So the brand is your product's personality, your company's personality. That's the first side of it. The other one is a made-up term that we have, which is affordonomics, which is actually, it's a bit of a cheat because it's 2 concepts together. So it's the word affordances, which in psychological terms means that when you see an object, you know how to interact with it. So it's the visual form of the objects tells you how to interact with it. And so that's affordances. And ergonomics is basically pleasure in use. So most people know what ergonomics is. So we're focusing on affordonomics, which means the visual form tells you how to use it, and that when you do use it, it feels pleasurable to use. So branding and affordonomics are 2 psychological terms.
Okay, then over to the engineers. Your 2 keywords are function and value. So the winning team, thinking about function, will have identified a list of functions for the product that together meet the customer's need. That's function. The second one is value. The winning team will have considered the functions of the product, what we just talked about, and they'll have concentrated the cost in the functions that the customer values the most. So really, function and value go together. We've talked about value engineering. You concentrate the cost of the product in furnishing the functions that the customer wants most of all. If you can do that, you can win.